Welcome everyone. Today we gather to honor the life and legacy of one of the greatest artistic minds of the modern era, an extraordinary creator whose vision transformed the way we see color, perspective, and imagination. His passing on the 11th of this month at the age of 88 marks the end of an incredible chapter in the history of art. What you are about to watch is a special conversation celebrating the life and work of one of the defining artists of the 20th and 21st centuries. This tribute is dedicated to the unforgettable David Hockney. Thank you for everything you gave to the world of art. Your vision, your courage to innovate, and your extraordinary talent inspired millions. And they certainly inspired me. Your legacy will live on for generations. It is an honor to celebrate your life and your work.
Thank you so much. I'm truly delighted to be part of Race das Artes. I have watched every episode in this series, and I've admired the passion and dedication behind it. I must admit, though, I never imagined I'd be joining the program quite this soon. But here we are, and I couldn't be happier. So thank you for the invitation, and let's enjoy this conversation about art.
David, it's a true honor to have you here. Let's start at the very beginning. Could you tell us where and when you were born?
Well, I was born in Bradford, in Yorkshire, England, on July 9th, 1937. It wasn't exactly the center of the art world, but it was where I first learned to observe people, places, and light. Looking back, I think those early experiences shaped the way I would see and paint the world for the rest of my life.
Many people believe the biggest turning point in your career came when you left England and moved to California. Do you agree that it was a defining moment, one that completely changed your artistic path?
Absolutely, Almir. California opened my eyes in ways I could never have imagined. The light was different, the colors were more vivid, and there was a sense of freedom that deeply influenced my work. It wasn't just a change of location, it was a change of perspective. Looking back, I can confidently say it was one of the most important decisions of my life and a true turning point in my career.
David, some people have suggested that your move to California was about more than finding new landscapes, that you were also leaving behind the social and cultural constraints of England at the time. So let me ask you directly, what were you really escaping from in your homeland?
I wouldn't say I was escaping so much as searching. I was looking for a place where I could live more freely and make the kind of art I wanted to make. England gave me my roots, but California gave me sunlight, openness, and a completely different way of seeing the world. As a gay man, I also found a society that felt more accepting, so I think I was running toward possibility rather than away from my past.
How difficult was it to be a gay man in England during that period? Did you feel society was holding you back? And when you arrived in the United States, particularly in California, did you find a more accepting environment, or were there still significant challenges to overcome?
It was certainly not easy. In post-war Britain, homosexuality carried enormous stigma, and for much of my early life it was even criminalized. That inevitably affected how openly people could live. Almir, the California wasn't a perfect place, but it offered a greater sense of freedom and possibility. I found a more relaxed atmosphere and met people who encouraged individuality rather than conformity. There were still prejudices, of course, but I felt I could breathe, create, and be myself in ways that were much harder back home.
Changing the subject for a moment, David, you had the rare privilege of receiving widespread recognition during your lifetime. Your work was celebrated, highly valued, and it allowed you to enjoy a comfortable and successful life. To what do you attribute that? Throughout the history of art, many extraordinary geniuses struggled with poverty and hardship, only to have their brilliance acknowledged after they had passed away. Why do you think your story unfolded so differently?
I've often thought about that. Part of it is timing, part of it is luck. But a great deal comes from persistence. I never chased trends. I simply painted what fascinated me and stayed true to my own vision. I was also fortunate to work during a period when the art world was expanding rapidly, and collectors were willing to embrace living artists. I've always felt sad that so many extraordinary talents, like Van Gogh, Caravaggio, and others, endured hardship and received recognition only after they were gone. I consider myself incredibly fortunate to have experienced appreciation during my lifetime and to have been able to make a living doing what I loved. It's something I have never taken for granted.
Do you believe that if you had been born and developed your career many decades later, your art would have had the same impact? Or do you think the historical and cultural moment in which you lived was essential to the success and influence of your work?
That's a fascinating question. I believe every artist is shaped by the time they live in. Had I been born decades later, my work would almost certainly have looked different. But I hope the curiosity, the love of observation, and the desire to experiment would have remained the same. Great art doesn't depend only on the era. It depends on honesty and the willingness to see the world in a unique way.
Hockney, throughout your career you embraced not only painting but also photography, digital drawing, and even the iPad as a serious artistic tool. Do you believe creativity transcends the medium? And what would you say to those who still argue that digital art is somehow less authentic than traditional painting?
I've always believed that the important thing is not the tool, but the eye and the imagination behind it. A paintbrush, a camera, or an iPad are simply different ways of seeing and expressing the world. Every new technology has been met with skepticism at first, but artists have always adapted and found new possibilities. If a tool helps you create something honest, moving, and original, then it deserves its place in art.
Over the course of your extraordinary career, your work achieved remarkable commercial success. Would you say that art made you a wealthy man? And how do you view the relationship between artistic value and financial success?
Yes, I've been fortunate enough to become financially comfortable, even wealthy by most standards. But Almir, money was never my motivation. I've always believed that if you focus on making honest and meaningful work, recognition may follow, but it should never be the goal. The real reward has always been the freedom to keep creating and to spend my life doing what I love.
Your painting Portrait of an Artist, Pool with Two Figures, became the most expensive work ever sold at auction by a living artist when it fetched $90.3 million at Christie's in New York in 2018. Could you tell us where the inspiration for this masterpiece came from? And who are the two figures portrayed in and around the swimming pool?
The painting was born from the unexpected combination of two photographs I happened to see together. One of a swimmer underwater, and another of a young man standing and looking down. I immediately sensed there was an emotional story hidden in that image. The standing figure was inspired by my former partner, Peter Schlesinger, while the swimmer was modeled by another young man. More than a literal portrait, the work became an exploration of distance, longing, memory, and human relationships. The pool itself fascinated me because water is transparent yet constantly changing, making it both a technical and emotional challenge to paint.
David, I'd like to show you some of my own artwork. I'm proud to say that you've been one of my greatest inspirations as an artist. I'd love to hear your thoughts on a few of my pieces.
Of course, Almir. I'd be delighted. It's always a pleasure to see how another artist interprets the world. If my work has inspired you in any way, that's a wonderful compliment. But what matters most is that you've developed your own artistic voice. Please, show me your work. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Production. Let's take a quick look at a selection of my artwork. When we return, we'll continue our conversation with David Hockney.
Wal Almir. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing your work. What impressed me most was that I didn't see someone trying to imitate other artists. I saw someone searching for his own voice. That's the most important thing. Technique can be learned, but authenticity cannot. Keep observing, keep experimenting, and above all, keep creating with honesty. Art is a lifelong conversation with the world and with yourself.
David, thank you so much for your generous words. They truly mean a great deal to me. I'm just one of thousands of artists around the world who have found inspiration in your work, your vision, and your fearless creativity. If my art reflects even a small part of that influence, I consider it an honor. To wrap up our conversation, what do you hope will be the lasting legacy of your art for future generations?
I hope people remember that I tried to help them look more carefully. The world is full of extraordinary beauty, but we often rush past it. If my paintings encourage even a few people to slow down, notice the light, the colors, and the joy of simply seeing, then I'll be happy. Art outlives the artist, and perhaps that's its greatest gift. One day we all leave, but the conversations we begin through our work can continue. Thank you, Almir, for sharing this moment with me. And never stop looking.
Just to finish, I've had the pleasure of seeing two major exhibitions of your work, one at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and another last year in Paris at the Fondation Louis Vuitton, which may have been the largest retrospective exhibition of your career. I even made a program about that exhibition, which is available on my YouTube channel, Reis das Artes.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm delighted you visited both exhibitions. It means a lot to know that my work has inspired you enough to create a program about it. Thank you for your interest, and I hope you continue enjoying and sharing art.
Before we close, I'd like to leave you with a simple reflection. Life is fleeting, but art has the extraordinary power to outlive us. Artists may leave this world, but their ideas, their vision, and the emotions they awaken continue to inspire generation after generation. This week's episode was originally going to be dedicated to Camille Pissarro. However, following the passing of David Hockney, I felt I couldn't let this moment go by without paying tribute to an artist who has always been a profound source of inspiration for me. His work changed the way so many of us see light, color, and the beauty hidden in every day. Next Wednesday, we'll return to our original schedule and explore the remarkable life and legacy of Camille Pissarro. I hope you'll join us then. Thank you so much for being with us today. Until next time.